A quantum energy weapon called Medusa. In simple terms, it's an upgraded nuclear weapon. When the Great War started, countries began using this weapon, and it shattered the Earth's crust into pieces, making the planet poisoned and uninhabitable. Now humans can't live on soil anymore, so humans build giant cities on wheels. It's like your house on wheels. These cities are called as traction cities. So, as more of these moving cities popped up, it becomes survival of the fittest. The movie stars with a mysterious girl, hiding her face like she owes someone money, spying on the mountains through a telescope. Suddenly, she spots London, rolling towards her like it's late for a meeting. She freaks out and runs to her little town Salthaken shouting, "London's coming!" Turns out, London is a massive predator city on wheels. Salthaken's people go full panic mode. The town transforms into a moving vehicle like a transformer, and they try to make a run for it. Despite Salthaken's best efforts to flee, London capture Little City, opens the gate, and engulfs it. Enter Tom Natsworthy, a low-level apprentice historian. His job is to hang out at the London Museum, admiring relics like ancient smartphones and old-school computers. One day, Catherine Valentine, the daughter of Deputy Mayor Thaddeus Valentine, shows up for a history lesson. As Tom and she wander around, Catherine gets curious about the legendary 60-minute war. Tom, being a history nerd, shows her a super old video he dug up from an ancient hard drive. Tom reveals that the museum has a stash of old weapon tech. Since his bosses ignored him, Tom locked the remaining pieces away himself, like a responsible museum vigilante. But surprise! His nosy senior, Herbert, overhears everything and decides to demote Tom to London's basement level. Meanwhile, the people of Salthaken are told to pack up and leave their city, which is about to be trashed. No weapons allowed, but Scarf Girl manages to sneak in a knife because rules don't apply when you're on a mission. Just then, Valentine, Catherine's dad, shows up, compliments Tom on his tech knowledge. While Tom and Valentine are chatting, a worker brings in a super dangerous old nuke tech device and hands it to Valentine. The way Valentine talks about it gives Tom some serious bad vibes. Meanwhile, Scarf Girl, aka Hester Shaw, steps up to Valentine. She stabs him, saying it's for her mom Pandora Shaw. Valentine's face goes pale when he hears that name. Before she can stab him again, Tom steps in and chases after her as she bolts away. Somehow, they end up back in Salthaken, which is being demolished like an old toy. They sneak past the wrecking machine and make it to the waste chute. Hester falls in, but Tom catches her just in time. He notices a big scar on her face and she drops a bombshell. Her mom, Pandora Shaw, was killed by Valentine. Then, before Tom can react, she slips away into the chute. Valentine arrives, all innocent and confused, like, "What's going on here?" Tom, suspicious as ever, asks him about Pandora Shaw, but before he can get more answers, Valentine shoves Tom into the chute. Meanwhile, Tom wakes up in a random place, all dazed and confused. Hester steals his money like a pro, but being Tom, he chases after her. Hester's not too thrilled with Tom tagging along. He begs her to help him get back to London, but Hester's like, "Not my problem," and keeps walking. That night, as Hester and Tom try to rest, they get ambushed by scavengers from the south who hunt people for sport. Fortunately, an old couple with a land-roving vehicle swoops in to rescue them, proving that old people do have the best survival skills. The couple even offers them a cozy little room to sleep in. Hester, still nursing wounds from the earlier fight, trying to patch herself up, finally lies down to rest. After a while, she opens up to Tom, revealing the painful truth about her mother, Pandora Shaw. Pandora was an archaeologist obsessed with digging up lost tech from the past. She worked with Valentine, who was always eager to get his hands on her findings. But one day, Pandora uncovered something Valentine desperately wanted, something she refused to hand over. So, in a brutal turn of events, Valentine killed Pandora and scarred Hester's face in the process. Before her mother died, she gave Hester a necklace and told her to run. Hester, with a tear slipping down her cheek, finishes the story, her pain and anger clear. Meanwhile, back in London, Valentine makes a secret visit to the repurposed St. Paul's Cathedral, where he's working on the nuclear weapon Medusa. Valentine, realizing that London's food and resources are running out since the small cities they hunt are vanishing, starts freaking out. He decides that the only way to survive is to take over the kingdom of Shanguo, an anti-traction city full of resources that could keep London going for centuries. The problemo is Shanguo is protected by the Shield Wall, an impenetrable defense. Valentine plans to use Medusa, the powerful weapon he's secretly developing, to destroy the shield wall and crush Shanguo. Meanwhile, Valentine hears about a cyborg that was found in the sea near a small town. He visits the creature and learns that it's not just any cyborg. It has a bone to pick with Hester. Apparently, Hester broke a promise, and the cyborg wants revenge. Valentine, being the calculating guy he is, decides to let the cyborg go free. so it kills Hester. Meanwhile, Hester is still snoozing in the old couple's vehicle when Tom wakes her up with bad news. The vehicle's heading south, meaning the couple totally lied to them. Tom finds a way out under the floor, but Hester's injury keeps her from jumping off. Tom, being the loyal guy he is, refuses to leave her behind, but their escape attempt gets them caught. They're soon held hostage and sold at a slave auction in a nearby town. Dealer rate her only $5 in the auction. How dare he can rate her so low? Hester's about to be sold to a creepy guy when suddenly, a girl steps up and claims her for herself. The auctioneer freaks out, recognizing the girl as Anna Fang, a notorious criminal and member of the Anti-Traction League. She's here to rescue Hester. Anna Fang takes charge, shooting the auctioneer dead in one clean shot, and tells Tom and Hester to run. Then enters Shrike, the cyborg from earlier. Hester immediately recognizes him and, understandably, freaks out. Shrike chases them down, but just as he's about to catch them, Anna swoops in and saves the day once again. Afterward, Anna flies them to safety in her airship, and Hester, feeling a bit more open, tells her and Tom that Shrike isn't just some random cyborg. He's been her guardian since Valentine killed her mother. After Pandora's death, Shrike found Hester and raised her, becoming the only family she had left. In a twist, Shrike had tried to turn Hester into a cyborg too. He built an exoskeleton to upgrade her, hoping it would make her happier. Hester had promised him she'd go through with it, but when she found out Valentine was still alive, she ran away to take revenge of her mother, breaking her promise. That's why Shrike's been hunting her down, furious at her for breaking his trust. Tom, who had no idea about this emotional backstory, is left stunned and speechless. This is way more complicated than he ever expected. Tom and Hester are taken to Airhaven, a floating city where they meet more members of the Anti-Traction League. These folks have been tracking Valentine's suspicious activities and have connected them to Pandora's death. They've recruited Hester to help figure out what Valentine is up to. Hester shares a crucial detail, a mysterious box Valentine killed her mother for. As they discuss it, Tom has a light bulb moment. He remembers seeing Valentine receive an old tech device at work, and now he realizes the truth. Valentine is planning to restart Medusa, the deadly weapon that caused the Earth to shatter centuries ago. Tom explains that the box Hester mentioned is actually the computer core for Medusa, and the only way to stop it is with a crash drive, a key that can override the weapon's firing sequence. Back in London, Valentine is successful and he created deadly Medusa weapon. Back in Airhaven, things are going from bad to worse. Suddenly, the lights go out, and Shrike, who's still hunting Hester, arrives, bringing chaos with him. The whole city bursts into flames. Tom and Hester flee, but Shrike battles the Anti-Traction League members in his pursuit. He eventually catches up to them, and just when he's about to kill Tom, Hester pleads with him to stop. In a rare moment of realization, Shrike sees Hester's tears and understands that she has finally found someone she cares about. Shrike, for the first time, holds back from killing. In a heart-wrenching moment, Shrike, gravely injured, hands Hester the necklace that her mother Pandora had given her. With Shrike's death, Hester, Tom, and the Anti-Traction League members head towards Shanguo, determined to stop Valentine's destructive plan. Once they arrive, they meet Governor Quan, who listens as they explain Valentine's intentions. But with no other options, the battle preparations begin. As the tension rises, Hester and Anti-Traction League member Sathya pray. Then, in a surprising twist, Hester discovers that the necklace her mother gave her contains the crash drive, the key to stopping Medusa and saving Shanguo. This small piece of hope might be the game changer they've been waiting for. Hester and Tom rush to Anna to tell her about the crash drive inside the necklace. But before they can act, Valentine launches his first attack on the shield wall, partially destroying it. Valentine immediately orders a second strike, but it will take time to recharge the system. With the crash drive in hand, Anna, Tom, Hester, and the rest of the Anti-Tractionist League board their ships and head toward London. What follows is an intense aerial battle between the two cities. Many of the Anti-Tractionist League's fighters are lost, but Anna, Tom, and Hester make it through unscathed. Anna manages to hover their aircraft above London, and Hester, determined, jumps inside the city, crash drive in hand, ready to stop Medusa once and for all. In the final moments, Hester takes control of the situation. She makes Tom fly the aircraft while she heads into London to confront Valentine directly. She distracts him long enough for Hester to use the crash drive to override the Medusa system. With just 60 seconds left on the missile countdown, Hester manages to stop it at the last possible moment. However, in a fit of rage, Valentine pushes Anna off a platform, killing her. He then faces his daughter Catherine, urging her to join him. But Catherine, disgusted by his actions, refuses and runs away. Meanwhile, inside London's control room, Valentine's men kill the operators, and he decides to crash the entire city into the shield wall, Catherine tries to stop it, but the system is beyond repair. She contacts Tom via radio, and he comes up with a plan. He asks Catherine to open the engine gate. Tom flies into the engine system, launching missiles to destroy the engines and prevent London from crashing. Valentine tries to escape in an aircraft, but Hester confronts him. In their final showdown, she is distracted by the revelation that her mother had an affair with Valentine, giving him the upper hand for a moment. But Hester breaks free and clings to Tom's aircraft for safety. Tom then launches a missile at Valentine's aircraft, finally killing him. With seconds to spare, London stops just before crashing into the shield wall. The citizens of London emerge, ready to start anew in Shanguo. The film ends with Tom and Hester sharing a hug, promising to travel the world together, free from the chaos of their past.